In 257 BCE, the strongest war machine in China stood outside the walls of Handan. This city was not supposed to survive. Qin had already crushed Zhao's main army at Changping. Its soldiers had broken kingdoms, taken fortresses, and left a generation of Zhao's fighting men buried in the earth. Handan was the capital, the final prize, the next body to fall. Inside its walls, the people were starving. Its soldiers were exhausted. Its allies were silent. And beyond the gates, Qin waited like an empire certain of its own future. Everything said Handan would collapse, but it did not. And by the end, the army that came to surround Handan would find itself surrounded, divided, and forced into retreat. How did a city marked for destruction stop the most feared military power of its age? The answer began with a massacre. 3 years earlier, Zhao had suffered one of the greatest disasters of the Warring States period. At Changping, Qin forces under the legendary general Bai Qi trapped and destroyed Zhao's army. Ancient records claim hundreds of thousands were killed after the battle. Zhao had been gutted. Its army was broken, its treasury was drained, its capital was exposed. And Qin now had a rare chance to finish the war before Zhao could breathe again. Bai Qi reportedly understood this, but Qin delayed. A temporary settlement was accepted, the attack paused, and in that pause, history shifted. Zhao repaired its defenses. Survivors were recalled. Supplies were gathered. Envoys were sent into a frightened world, begging other kingdoms to understand what Qin's victory would mean. Qin had won Changping. But by waiting, it gave Handan the only weapon it still had left: time. In 259 BCE, Qin returned. General Wang Ling was ordered to take the capital. The army of Qin closed around Handan. Qin expected a quick ending.
Instead, it found a city with nowhere left to run. Every defender knew what surrender might mean. Every family behind the walls understood that if Handan fell, there might be no mercy, no second capital, no road out. The city was no longer just defending walls. It was defending the last breath of Zhao. Siege ladders climbed toward the battlements. Arrows cut through the smoke. Rams struck the gates. But Handan held. Each failed assault cost Qin soldiers and supplies. More importantly, it cost Qin something invisible but dangerous: certainty. So, Qin changed the war. If Handan could not be taken quickly, it would be starved slowly. The roads were cut. The fields outside the walls were lost. Food disappeared from the markets, then from the storehouses, then from the homes. The siege became a weapon made of hunger. Families driven beyond the limits of endurance. Human bones burned for fuel. Whether every detail was literal or later magnified, the meaning is unmistakable. Handan was being pushed past the edge of human survival. This was not a clean legend of heroic resistance. It was a city of empty bowls, frozen hands, sick children, sleepless guards, and people who woke each morning, not knowing whether they would live to see night. Handan was not defeating Qin by strength. It was defeating Qin by refusing to die fast enough. And outside the walls, that refusal began to poison the siege. The longer Handan survived, the more Qin's perfect machine began to crack. Wang Ling failed to take the city. Reinforcements came, but still there was no decisive breakthrough. More men were drawn in. More supplies were consumed. More time was lost. Qin needed a commander who could end the crisis. It turned to Bai Qi, the conqueror of Changping. But Bai Qi saw what others refused to see. Handan was no longer the helpless target it had been after Changping. Its defenses had been strengthened.
Qin's army was tired. The campaign had dragged on too long. And the other kingdoms were beginning to understand that if Zhao disappeared, they might be next. Bai Qi refused the command. According to tradition, he warned that the campaign could no longer succeed under these conditions. To the king of Qin, this was not caution, it was defiance. Bai Qi was stripped of rank, driven from court, and eventually ordered to take his own life. Qin had removed its greatest general, while its army remained trapped before the walls he had warned against attacking. For Handan, this was not victory, but it was an opening. And now Zhao needed the rest of China to move. Zhao's envoys begged for help, but fear ruled the neighboring courts. Qin warned that any state aiding Zhao would face invasion. No ruler wanted to provoke the army that had annihilated Zhao at Changping. They all understood the danger. But understanding danger was not the same as acting against it. Lord Pingyuan of Zhao went to Chu, asking for military support. One of his followers, Mao Sui, confronted the king of Chu with a brutal truth. If Zhao fell, Chu would not be safer. Qin would simply be closer. Chu finally agreed to send aid. Wei also raised an army under General Jin Bi. But when Qin threatened retaliation, the king of Wei ordered the army to stop. Hope stood on the road, afraid to take one more step. Then Lord Xinling made his choice. A prince of Wei, Xinling understood what hesitation would cost. If Zhao was destroyed, the shield between Qin and the eastern sidewalks would break. His own sister was also married into Zhao's ruling house. The siege was not only political, it was personal. Unable to persuade the king, Xinling turned to a dangerous plan. With the help of Lady Ru Ji, he obtained the royal tiger tally, the military token needed to command Wei's army. He carried it to Jin Bi's camp and ordered the troops to advance. Jin Bi hesitated. He doubted the command. He refused to surrender control. So Xinling's companion, the warrior Zhu Hai, killed him. It was treason against Wei's chain of command, but it unlocked the army. Xinling took command, selected the troops fit to fight, and marched toward Handan. At the same time, Chu forces were moving in from another direction. At last, the city had survived long enough for fear to turn into action. In 257 BCE, the trap reversed. Allied armies struck Qin outside Handan. From within the city, Zhao's defenders attacked. From beyond the siege lines, Wei and Chu pressed forward. The besiegers were now the ones in danger. Qin's lines bent, then broke. One Qin force was cut off and forced to surrender. The rest abandoned the siege and withdrew. After nearly 2 years, the roads to Handan opened again. The city had survived. Not because Zhao was stronger than Qin, not because its walls were unbreakable, but because resistance turned a quick conquest into a long crisis. Handan bought the time. Qin wasted the moment. The Allies struck the blow. In the decades that followed, Qin rebuilt, expanded, and returned to the path that would eventually unify China. In 228 BCE, Qin conquered Zhao and captured Handan. But that later conquest cannot erase what happened in 257 BCE. Its resistance exposed the limits of Qin's power, turned fear into movement, and proved that even the strongest military machine could fail. Handan did not stop Qin forever. But for one decisive moment, a starving city forced the empire of the future to retreat.